Hey guys, today on People Now, it's a boy. We're celebrating the birth of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's royal baby. Our experts are here with all the details.
Adele got her fans buzzing as she celebrates her 31st birthday, teasing new music.
Meet the Game of Thrones superfans who named their daughter after the mother of dragons.
Gaga, Serena Williams, Harry Styles, and some jaw-dropping looks are in store for tonight's camp-themed Met Gala. We're breaking down what you should expect.
Plus,
the crowd goes wild!
It's a whole new world for fans as one of Disney's most beloved stories gears up for its live-action version to hit theaters.
Aladdin himself is here in studio to talk all about it live on People Now.
Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Mako is in for Andrea today. Great to have you
What
here.
a great day to be here.
By the way, Andrea's in London, of all places, just on vacation.
So we need the selfie with baby Sussex
If
ASAP.
she doesn't have that selfie by the end of this trip, that's it. Anyway, we have a very special guest, another one as well. People's editor-in-chief, Dan Wakeford. Thank you for being here, Dan. It's the royal baby day. The baby's here.
It is. It's exciting time.
Oh, my goodness. Before we break down all the details, let's take a quick look at this.
I'm very excited to announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning, a very healthy boy. Mother and baby are doing incredibly well. It's been the most amazing experience I could ever possibly imagine. How any woman does what they do is beyond comprehension, but we're both absolutely thrilled. I haven't been at many births. This is definitely my first birth. But it was amazing, absolutely incredible. And as I said, I'm so incredibly proud of my wife. And as every father and parent would ever say, you know, your baby is absolutely amazing, but this little thing is absolutely to die for. So I'm just over the moon.
Oh, that's the best, right?
That video gives me so much joy. His excitement in that video is palpable. Okay, so Dan, in terms of details, what do we know so far?
So far we know that the baby was born early this morning. Meghan went into labor in the early hours of Monday morning, and it's a boy, and it's 7 pounds, 3 ounces.
All right, wow. And so Harry was obviously there. He read to me like someone, he's like, guys, you'll never believe what I just saw. That's kind of his whole
First time dad.
Exactly, but the joy also on his face. He's so happy. I mean, we haven't seen him so happy for a long time.
No, he's very happy. He's bubbling with emotion there. It's really great. He's just living in it, and it's very palpable. So on their announcement on Instagram, the caption says this, quote, "More details will be shared in the forthcoming days." Break this down. When will we see the first glimpses of the baby? Probably.
I think we will see the first glimpses of the baby in 2 to 3 days, possibly 2 days. They're going to take their time. They're doing it very differently to Kate Middleton, how she did it. They aren't coming outside of a hospital, and they're not posing for photos of a whole horde of people and fans.
Right.
They're doing this a little bit more privately. They are posing in the grounds of Windsor in the next 2 days, and they're going to probably do it with one photographer.
It's kind of nice to have the leeway here to do things in a little more as they want to do them as compared to Will and Kate.
They want to do things a bit more privately, and it's also sending a message that this is our time and we want to enjoy that, and we want to do it at our own pace.
Sure.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, 2 days can't count soon enough. I am like counting down these 48 hours. I want to see that baby.
I do think you're going to get the name before the
Right.
photos.
Oh, the
I
name
think
before.
they're going to name the name when they're ready.
Okay.
Harry kind of hinted at that in his speech there.
Yeah, speaking of the name, I know they were thinking that if it was a girl, we kind of had ideas of what the name possibly will be. What are the odds makers saying about the name now that we know that it's a boy?
Well, the British royal family are very traditional. Who knows? Meghan may put a little bit of American flair in there, but we're looking at the favourites being Philip for Harry's grandfather.
Okay.
Then possibly Arthur and Albert are contenders, as well as James.
That's interesting. Wow, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I was kind of thinking if Doria Ragland had some say in this, since she's from California and she's from Compton, what kind of name would she throw in the mix? Do you think that's a possibility?
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Something exciting.
Something less traditional for the royal family that could make its way in. So, Dan, you mentioned how private they were with the birth. Do we know if the baby was born at home or in a hospital? Any of those details?
At the moment, those details aren't clear. They're being very private about this, but many believe that the baby was born at home, but this has not been confirmed.
Let's just say maybe the obvious. You're the head guy at People. This is cover material, right? I mean, how soon are we talking here?
I think I can guarantee that you will be getting the most amount of information about the royal baby on our cover and our cover story next week. It will be deeper information than you've seen anywhere around the world.
Well, we have the teams there on site in London.
Yeah.
Great
in
context.
Windsor.
And in Windsor.
And in London.
Windsor
now.
and in London. Yes, everywhere. So
We've
get
got
ready for
you
that.
guys
All right.
covered. Yeah, make sure you grab it. Dan, thank you so much for joining us. What an exciting day. Okay, so guys, make sure you want to stick around because we'll be joined later by our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd Webber, a little later on the show, so don't move.
More details coming up for that. And to celebrate the birth of baby Sussex, we are asking whether or not you were surprised to find out that it's a boy. That's in our People poll.
I certainly was. I was kind of rooting for a girl. You weren't surprised.
Well, we had someone in
You
that
had
kind of
someone
did
in
some
that
of like the
kinda
old wives' tales about how you can tell if it's a boy or a girl.
I got
And one
it.
of her things was boy. I kind of honed into that. That she
Yeah.
carried the baby low. Anyway, we'll talk more about that.
All right, so vote right now.
Dan,
on People
unimpressed.
poll.
The science.
The silence. Or just tweet us with your answer using the hashtag #PeopleNow. We'll check in on those results in a little bit, but for now, we move on to this.
All right, guys, Lori Loughlin's daughter, Olivia Jade, seems to be doing some redecorating after moving out of her parents' home. On Friday, the 19-year-old Instagram star was seen shopping at Ikea in Burbank, California. Jade was accompanied by a male friend pushing a shopping cart with one piece of furniture in it and remained quiet when questioned by paparazzi.
That's right. So People first reported last week that Jade had moved out of the family's Bel Air mansion to help escape the social media frenzy surrounding their alleged involvement in the college admission scandal. A source told People Olivia is doing well. What's going on with her parents is still upsetting to her, but she's also trying to focus on her own life as well. Her parents still face a lot of media attention. There is paparazzi at the family house every single day. It's just super stressful for everyone. Olivia has decided to move out for now. She doesn't want to be followed when she leaves her home.
So that source went on to add that Jade is working to rebuild her social media business after losing several endorsement deals and partnerships since that scandal unfolded. Last month, Jade was seen spending time hanging out with YouTubers and with her boyfriend in Malibu. Here you can see Loughlin and her husband, Massimo Giannulli, leaving a courthouse that was in Boston last month.
Okay, so back in March, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Massachusetts announced that it had charged 50 people in the cheating scandal. Prosecutors alleging that Loughlin and her husband paid $500,000 in a scheme to gain their daughter's admission to USC.
Yeah, the couple was also indicted on an additional charge of fraud and money laundering. That was in April. Now, if convicted, they face up to 20 years in prison for each charge. Their attorneys have not returned People's requests for comment. All right, moving on to this. Adele celebrating her first birthday after announcing her split from her estranged husband, Simon Konecki, teasing a new album while she's at it, everybody. In an Instagram posted on Sunday for her 31st birthday, she wrote, quote, 30 will be a drum and bass record to spite you. Woo! She shared 4 black and white images of her smiling and having a good time with friends, and in the captions, while hinting at her separation from Konecki, she wrote, "This is 31. Thank bleeping God, 30 tried me so hard, but I'm owning it and trying my hardest to lean into it all."
You better own it.
You better own it. Now, Adele, who shares her 6-year-old son, Angelo, with Konecki, added 31 is going to be a big old year, and I'm going to spend it all on myself. She's doing her thing here, kind of taking back her,
like the sound
her
of that.
life and her sense of independence. Adele and her husband, Simon Konecki, split earlier this year after more than 7 years together. Now, Adele ended her message with the hint about 30 being a drum and bass record. We can't wait to listen to maybe some new music from her.
A little more up-tempo,
Maybe,
right?
yeah.
I'm
If
here
you're a
for it.
fan of Adele, you're already well aware of her history of naming her albums after her age. Her debut album, 19, was named for the age when she began recording that project, which was released in 2008. Then in 2011, she released her sophomore album titled 21. Then in 2015, Adele dropped that very successful album, 25. I'm still singing,
Hello.
it's me. Anyway, we'll let her do it.
We'll
By
leave it at
now,
that.
most of the world probably considers themselves Game of Thrones super fans. One couple, though, they are easily taking this to the next level. Catherine and Rubio Acosta of Houston, Texas, making headlines for naming their baby after the show's mother of dragons, Khaleesi. The pair welcomed baby Khaleesi in March of 2018, just a year after suffering a miscarriage. Now, when Catherine was put on bed rest following the loss, a friend persuaded her to watch Game of Thrones to pass the time. She's been hooked ever since, and when she became pregnant with twins, the mama tells Good Morning America she was already rubbing her belly and calling one of her babies Khaleesi.
Oh.
So Catherine unfortunately lost one of the twins during that pregnancy, but Khaleesi survived after spending weeks in the NICU. Many of the nurses were huge Game of Thrones fans and adored little Khaleesi Acosta. They even made her a special handwritten name tag with a drawing of the Mother of Dragons. The tot recently celebrated her first birthday with a Game of Thrones party. Of course, gotta do that. Like the character she's based on, she is one strong little girl. I love that story.
With a name like that, she's going to take over the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, we move from one Game of Thrones story to another. If you watched on Sunday night's episode, You may have noticed a certain coffee cup that was very out of place during a scene, and Game of Thrones in general fans, they are eagle-eyed. They saw it, they are buzzing on Twitter about the modern-day coffee cup that was accidentally left in a shot during the episode. And like one does with all media uh-ohs, it quickly made the scenario a bit of a meme on Twitter. This Twitter user cracked a joke about how difficult it would actually be for Khaleesi to order at Starbucks in real life, the ridiculously long full name. Look, I think that's pretty funny.
That is very clever.
Another person tweeted this one. It's a pic of what a Game of Thrones coffee cup would look like, labeled with a Winterfell coffee logo. Love that. I mean, look, Twitter can make a serious televised mistake, something to laugh about, and honestly, it's kind of like no detail goes
unnoticed. On Twitter. Oh yeah, they'll catch it fast. Do you think it was supposed to be there though?
No.
No.
It was fun though. Anyway, all right, let's move on to this, guys. President Obama now has a road named after him. The city of Los Angeles has officially renamed a stretch of a road Obama Boulevard. It's an honor the president described as humbling, but said it's really not about him, which I would say it really is actually all about him.
Totally about him.
But according to the LA Times, in a letter read on his behalf at the renaming ceremony, Obama wrote that this is about the neighborhood's next generation. He added that when people see the new street signs, the entire Obama family hopes that people find, quote, inspiration in all that a group of committed citizens can achieve together. Great inspirational line there. Meanwhile, LA City Council President Herb Wesson tweeted that the boulevard would serve as a reminder that, quote, no goal is out of reach and no dream is too big. Now, Saturday's ceremony was held in the same park where 12 years earlier, Obama staged a rally in the early days of that 2008 presidential campaign. The 3.5-mile road had been Rodeo Road in LA's Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw neighborhood, not Rodeo Drive. A lot of people hear that and think, wait, they renamed Rodeo Road.
Not in Crenshaw.
The renaming was approved last summer. Now, Obama Boulevard is now a part of an area commonly called President's Row. It refers to a group of streets named after former U.S. presidents George Washington, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson.
An illustrious group there, Jeremy.
So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Met Gala Monday, it's officially here. This year's theme, Camp Notes on Fashion, is guaranteed to be extra, to say the least. For those of you who may not have a degree in fashion history, like myself, I don't have one. This theme could be a little confusing. Don't worry though, you won't be seeing an array of stars hitting the red carpet in camo. Camp is a reference to writer Susan Sontag's famous 1964 essay, Notes on Camp, which explains in part, quote, the hallmark of camp is the spirit of extravagance, which sounds perfect for the Met Gala. This means, of course, that we can expect a wide array of exaggerated theatrical outfit choices. Stars will be extra, as we said tonight. Sparkles, glitz, glamour, the bigger, the better at this event. They can also be unironically serious, but nothing's going to be boring for sure. Lady Gaga, Harry Styles, Serena Williams, they'll all be serving as co-hosts tonight alongside Vogue's Anna Wintour, who has reportedly co-chaired that event every year since 1995.
Wow.
She's got the place there. Now, we're going to go into more detail about what to expect from tonight's Met Gala later on in the show, but for now, Mako, you have more for us in Star Treks.
You got it right, Jeremy. All right, guys, so we're kicking off Star Trek today with a rainy newlywed outing. Just days after tying the knot in a surprise Las Vegas wedding, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner stepped out for a walk in New York City on Sunday. The couple braved the rainy weather and shared an umbrella to stay dry. If he can keep you dry, he is a keeper. Joe rocked an orange jacket, a white t-shirt, navy pants, while Sophie, well, she was dressed in a matching pink top and sweats under a brown jacket. The couple got married in front of a handful of friends and family members following the Billboard Music Awards on Wednesday, May 1st, and a source exclusively told People they wed in the U.S. first so that their marriage would be legitimate when they say I do at a bigger ceremony in France. According to the U.S. Embassy and Consulates in France, quote, at least one of the parties to be married must have resided in France for at least 40 days immediately preceding the marriage. Did you get that? Those are the rules there. Because of these residency restrictions, international couples will often have a legal wedding before a religious or symbolic ceremony in France.
Kind of a technicality.
There it is, but a fun technicality in Vegas with Elvis as the officiator. The day after the Vegas wedding, an insider told People the newlyweds spent a honeymoon night at the exclusive San Vicente bungalows in West Hollywood, where Sophie was spotted wearing a white just married sash over a white hoodie. I love that juxtaposition over the sash and the hoodie. Love it. I'm just so excited to see what these two wear to the Met Gala tonight. You know it's going to be so great. They're going to kill it. All right, so moving on to this. Meghan Markle isn't the only one having a baby boy. Amy Schumer revealed this weekend that she's having a baby boy as well. The big announcement came on Saturday, paired with an Instagram photo of her and her husband, Chris Fischer. They were sitting side by side in their pediatrician's waiting room, surrounded by a bunch of toys. She actually hid the news in a lengthy post speaking out about the fast food chain Wendy's, alleging that they are, quote, only fast food chain refusing to protect farm worker women from sexual assault and rape. She continued saying, please join Fair Food Program and hashtag boycott Wendy's. Link in my bio of how you can help. I just love how she's speaking out on that. Then she wrapped up the passionate caption by saying, also, we're having a baby boy. She threw that in there so casually, but we are so excited to hear the news. So just 2 days before that, Amy was poking fun at her pregnancy on Instagram saying, does it feel to everyone like I've been pregnant for a long time? It must be getting annoying to you all that I'm still pregnant. She also jokingly added the hashtags so blessed and hate Mondays, love weekends though. In the photo, you can see Amy showing off her baby bump, her husband just sort of hanging out, and a picture of the sonogram in the computer screen. She is definitely building up the anticipation for the arrival of her baby boy. But things haven't been all laughs, you guys. In another post, Amy took aim at the lack of medical research for women's health studies on hypermesis and endometriosis. Back in November, Amy was even hospitalized with a form of acute morning sickness that Kate Middleton also experienced in all 3 of her pregnancies, called hypermesis gravidarum. The condition has yet to subside for Amy, despite her being in her third trimester. We're wishing her so much luck in that. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
Yeah, we wish her the best. And stay with us, guys. We're continuing with our royal baby coverage. We get more details as we go along. Don't go anywhere. Plus, all the details on fashion's biggest night tonight, the Met Gala. We've got a who's who coming up. Stick around.
All right, we have a reason to celebrate this week. In an American tradition with a very controversial history of segregation, U.S. beauty pageants are having a revolutionary season. In the last week, you guys, 2 women, 20-year-old Chesley Christ and 18-year-old Carolee Garris, joined 25-year-old Nia Franklin. The trio are marking the first ever group of Black women to all wear the crown of major American beauty pageants at the same time. That makes me so excited.
It's a monumental kind of moment here, and Chesley Christ, who's a lawyer from Charlotte, North Carolina, won the Miss USA title last Thursday night. Now, Christ holds a law degree and an MBA from Wake Forest University. She's currently a civil litigation attorney who does pro bono work to reduce sentences for inmates. So she's doing really great work
Beauty
there.
and brains.
There you go. A feminist at heart, Christ has faced a bias even in the courtroom. She said, quote, glass ceilings can be broken wearing either a skirt or pants.
Yes, queen. Connecticut's own Carolee Garris won Miss Teen USA last Sunday and was particularly proud to have one wearing her beautiful natural hair. According to the Miss Universe organization, Garris attends 2 high schools. At one of those, she specializes in theater. She's also a competitive dancer. She also founded an initiative that honors her older sister, Chantel, who has multiple disabilities. That organization helps teach youth the proper way to discuss and combat stigmas associated with disabilities. Now here we see her basking in her glory of the success on her Instagram page. Girl, congrats.
Congrats to her. Now, back in September, Nia Franklin was named Miss America. Well, she was born in North Carolina. She currently resides in Brooklyn. Franklin holds an undergraduate degree in composition from East Carolina University and master's in fine arts from the University of North Carolina's School of the Arts. She was even awarded a fellowship at New York's Lincoln Center and is a classically trained opera singer. She can do it all.
Right. She can do it all. Speaking of powerful Black women, in 1984, Vanessa Williams became the first African-American woman to win the title of Miss America in the pageant's 62-year history. That was way overdue. During the first 30 years of the pageant, African-American women were not allowed to participate in the competition. Williams cried as she accepted her sash and crown in front of a crowd of 25,000 people all those years ago, and she went on to inspire young women of color around the world. She certainly inspired me, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Such a legend.
And she's been in here, man, she's inspiring still to this day.
Yeah.
You actually have experience in this world.
I sure do. I competed in the Miss USA system, and I've also competed and judged in it. And it's just so amazing to see these 3 Black women and the way that standards of beauty are changing.
Well,
to
yeah,
me is
you were
just
talking to me
amazing.
about this. It's not the pageant system that it used to be, right?
It's not.
changed in
The
so many
pageant
ways.
system has changed so much. When I was competing, for instance, wearing our natural hair, we were actually discouraged from wearing it, right? It was like you have to look like a black Barbie doll. So the fact that Kaylee won in her natural coils, and the fact that, you know, she was able to nab the pageant just looking like the truest, authentic version of herself, inspires so many little brown girls around the world.
Absolutely. And you look at this kind of thing, and it's kind of crazy. It's 2019.
Yeah.
Just now happening.
The standards of beauty are slowly changing. But just to be clear, you guys, these are not all the same pageant system, right? So Miss America is its own pageant system.
Right.
Miss Teen USA, Miss Universe, and Miss USA are another pageant system. So it just goes to show you that within the pageant industry, things are slowly changing.
Yeah, so good moment there.
Good
and
moment.
thanks for sharing that. Wow, that's really
Yes,
interesting that you
Black girl magic. I'm here for it.
will always be my Miss USA.
I will.
I'm
I was
just
this
saying.
close. I was the first runner-up.
goodness.
Almost. I
So
know.
close.
Story of my life.
All right, let's move on to this. Met Gala Monday is here. Leave it to Lady Gaga to kick off this year's camp theme with a bang. It's ahead of fashion's biggest night, of course.
That's right. On Sunday, the pop icon was snapped while stepping out to the pre-Met Gala dinner wearing a bold, multi-tiered mini dress from Marc Jacobs' Fall 2019 runway collection.
Look, everything she does gets a reaction. She
Oh, yeah.
accessorized this dramatic look with a tall, royal-style fascinator, black combat boot heels, a little dainty mini. Look at the mini bag. I saw some memes saying, like, Gaga showing us all how to carry that mini bag.
I
Look
saw
at
a
that.
meme that said, "My patience is in that bag," and that's exactly how I feel. Guys, if this is her pre-Met look, I just can't wait to see what she wears to the actual event. I almost feel like she was born for this event. 'Cause Gaga, to me, is camp, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the boots that she wore on Sunday reminded us of that iconic Met Gala look from 2016.
Yeah.
She has done the thing before. The theme that year was fashion in an age of technology. We remember that.
Oh, and boy, did she slay. I just love when Gaga steps on the carpet. Now, Gaga will serve as the co-host along with former One Direction member Harry Styles, tennis stars Serena Williams, and Gucci's Alessandro Michele.
So the theme of this year's gala is camp, notes on fashion. Left a few people without fashion degrees slightly confused on what this means. I needed an explainer.
Yes.
It's a reference to writer Susan Sontag's famous 1964 essay, Notes on Camp.
It'll be interesting to see how everyone interprets that notes on camp.
Well,
right?
and in that essay, she defines the term camp as, quote, its love of the natural, the unnatural, or
Okay.
artifice and exaggeration. Did I get that right? Still don't know, because I can't say it. It noted that the camp is not all about talking in terms of beauty,
Right.
but rather in terms of the degree of artifice of stylization.
So let's break this down, you guys, because I know that was just a lot of words. It may not make a lot of sense, but basically we can expect a lot of outrageous glitz, volume, sparkle, drama.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That I do
Designers are really leaning into this on the runway recently, right? So designers that we can expect huge looks from tonight. Well, we're talking Jeremy Scott, Tom Brown, Vivienne Westwood, Marc Jacobs, and so many more.
Yeah, some Page 6, by the way, reporting that some stars are freaking out over the theme this year.
Really?
Which to me, I guess it's kind of a risky move. You walk out there, you're going to get a lot of criticism in either direction. Did you nail the theme or not?
But the
Did you
theme
pull
is
it off?
over the top, exaggeration. So just wear whatever you can find that is just really over the top. I
And,
think you got it.
Anna Wintour or whoever does the Met Gala, if you invite us next year,
Oh,
we
yeah.
will nail the
This
theme.
is just a little snippet of what we can bring.
Hey, by the way, one of our favorite duos, we look for them every year. Sarah
Yeah.
Jessica Parker and Andy Cohen. We love them. They usually nail the themes and all of it. They will, unfortunately, be skipping the festivities this year. It turns out the Sex and the City star will be traveling, and the Watch What Happens live host has a show to shoot.
Oh man, okay, so Cohen told Entertainment Tonight on Saturday night, she's on a plane somewhere, speaking of Sarah Jessica Parker, and he was saying, quote, "I have to work, we are not going." We will definitely miss the both of them. Both of them will be missed on the Metropolitan Museum's Art of Iconic New York steps, where Parker has regularly turned heads with her extravagant outfits. I definitely always look for her. Well, Cohen on the other side, he goes for more of a classic tuxedo.
Right.
So I think they match each other's fly really well.
Well, here's the thing. He sort of, I mean, okay, he had that big like cape thing that year that
Yeah.
we see there, but he sort of knows who the glitz and glam should belong to her, right?
Right,
I mean, Sarah
absolutely.
Jessica Parker kills it. So anyway, they'll be missed. We can always throw back though and look at those things.
No slouch himself.
Let's move on to this. Watch.
I'm very excited to announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning, a very healthy boy. Mother and baby are doing incredibly well. It's been the most amazing experience I could ever possibly imagine. How any woman does what they do is beyond comprehension, but we're both absolutely thrilled. I haven't been at many births. This is definitely my first birth, but it was amazing, absolutely incredible. And as I said, I'm so incredibly proud of my wife. And as every father and parent would ever say, you know, your baby is absolutely amazing, but this little thing is absolutely to die for. So I'm just over the moon.
I want to watch that video 10 more times just to really just satisfy me. Okay, so Prince Harry made his first appearance as a new dad on Monday, announcing he and wife Meghan Markle welcomed a baby boy.
And here to chat even more with us through everything that we know so far about baby Sussex is our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Hello, Imogen.
Hello.
We have been waiting on this moment. Did you feel it last night? Did you just kind of wake up in the middle of the night knowing?
I tell you what, though, looking at that video of Harry, you know, we think back to Diana's funeral, that 12-year-old boy, traumatized. We've always wanted Harry to have his happy ending, and right there, he sort of did.
You can feel it, right?
You really, really can.
I love that you put it that way because it's something I hadn't really thought of yet.
Yeah.
And it's sort of the course of his
Circle of
life that we've all followed along with, especially royal watchers. Let's talk about the timeline of events here and what we know so far about baby Sussex.
Meghan went into labor early Monday morning. Harry was obviously by her side through it all. The baby was born at 5:26 a.m., 7 pounds and 3 ounces, and Harry said the baby boy is very healthy and mother and baby are doing incredibly well.
That's such good news
So gorgeous,
to hear. Yeah. So what has been the response been like from the royal family?
Okay, so from the official palace announcement, the Queen, the Duke of Edinburgh, the Prince of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and then interestingly, Diana's family, Lady Jane Fellows, Lady Sarah McCorquodale, and Earl Spencer have been informed and are delighted with the news.
Oh, I love that. Everyone's listed.
Everyone's listed.
They are delighted,
but
officially.
Interesting, they did include Diana's family, and then Earl Spencer tweeted saying it was good to have another Taurian in the family. So who knew Earl Spencer was into horoscopes?
Well, and you know what? It's nice that everyone's included here and that they're all sort of celebrating together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Speaking of everyone being included on Meghan's side, her mom, this is Doria's first grandchild.
Yeah.
How's she feeling?
She was also included in the announcement. Apparently, she is at Frogmore Cottage. So she's been there, we think, for quite some time now, and was obviously with her daughter all the way through as well.
She's got to be beaming with pride. I know this is a great moment for her.
Oh, and she's been by her side. I'm sure she'll continue to be by Meghan's side throughout this whole experience. Now, let's talk about this. Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, also gave a statement to The Sun. We actually have that statement here. It says, "I am proud that my new grandson is born into the British royal family. I'm sure that he will grow up to serve the crown and the people of Britain with grace, dignity, and honor. God bless the child, and I wish him health and happiness, and my congratulations to my lovely daughter, Duchess Meghan, and Prince Harry, and God save the Queen."
In caps.
What do you make of that statement?
In caps. Well, he did. I mean, we were joking earlier that perhaps Thomas is not going to be top of the baby names. But look, that was a...
Probably not.
Probably not, but that was a lovely statement. And obviously he would have, I guess, found out from the media. They wouldn't have been telling him early on, and he was obviously left off the official palace statement.
It'll be interesting to find out exactly how he learned of the baby being born. I think he may end up telling us in the days ahead.
He's
been very
we'll
vocal
hear
about
more.
different things from time to time.
He
All right, we've talked about the name. Before the birth, all the speculation seemed to focus on girls' names. Now that we know it's a boy, what's your pick? What do you think?
Okay, well, let's first start from the top here. This baby is not going to be His Royal Highness unless the Queen gives special dispensation.
Because of the rank
Because
down
of the
the
rank,
line.
because down seventh in line to the throne. Now, he could be known as the Earl of Dumbarton, which is one of the Duke of Sussex, Harry's courtesy titles. So that's a title.
The Duke of Dunbarton.
Earl of Dumbarton.
The Earl, sorry, the
Earl of
Dunbarton,
which is a courtesy title connected to the Duke of Sussex.
Right.
Pay attention, Jeremy.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
As far as names go, probably it's not going to be Jeremy. People have been putting bets now on Arthur, on Albert, on all those sorts of names. But here's the thing, they have leeway. This child is never going to be king or queen. He's never going to be king, so, you know, they can pick whatever they want.
So you think we can get something a little bit more unconventional?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. All right, so let's move on to this. Let's talk about the succession here a little bit. I think you alluded to it at the top of it, which is very, very interesting. So will we see that possibly the baby has no line on the throne? Let's talk about a little bit where baby Sussex, where the baby falls in line to the throne.
Seventh in line.
Seventh in line. So are you ready? Charles, William, George, Charlotte, good on Charlotte, they're representing the girls, Louis, Prince Harry, and now the new royal baby.
All right.
So way down, and only little Charlotte, the only girl on that list.
When do you think we'll find out the name?
Probably 2 or 3 days' time when we see the photos.
You don't you think we'll all at the same time?
may have
Photo
to wait.
and name.
Photo. Dan said the name first, and so you think we'll get it at the same time?
Maybe we'll see. But you know, look, who knows?
Who knows?
The baby's arrived.
Yes.
Safe and healthy.
Say that and we'll find
Yes.
out. So we're hoping that the name might be included with the big announcement on the easel at Buckingham Palace. We now have learned
It's not.
that's
there.
not the case. So
No.
tell us how that's going to play out and what we've learned as
So,
far as like
yes,
the birth, the weight, everything.
we already knew is there. This is more of a tradition. This is how we used to find out. But now there's social media and so forth, and obviously Meghan and Harry actually announced on their Instagram. So
Yeah, it's a different thing, right? I mean, the royal Barker there, is that what we call him?
He's fake, by the way.
He's fake?
Yes, I'm just saying he is not official. Some various news organisations got in trouble with Prince George's birth, believing that he was real here in America, and he's not. I mean, he does his thing, but he's a fan.
He's a paid performer.
Do they have to inform the Queen of the chosen name before it's approved?
They form. Well, the Queen probably wouldn't veto it. They're not going to go completely out of line. But the Queen knows everything first, so they wouldn't have announced to us before the Queen knew about the baby.
So the Queen will know about it. William and Kate waited 2 days, by the way, before announcing George and Charlotte, and then 4 days
Longer
before
for Louis.
So it's kind of hard to tell how that's going to play out.
Well, also, we're not going to have the Lindo win steps.
No, right, which was
either totally different. I mean, we don't know where Meghan gave birth.
Right.
Did she give birth at home? Quite possibly.
Right.
There was sort of a clue there saying that Doria was at Frogmore Cottage with them. So perhaps, although it wouldn't have been like a home birth like we think of a home birth. I mean, she would have had a lot of support. But yeah, there you've got Kate coming out of the Lindo wing.
And what do you make out of that? The fact that she did, if she gave birth at home.
If
what
that
do you
would be
make
the
of that
case,
if that
that
is the case?
Meghan is certainly doing things her own way, and that's to be expected. But also back to this child being seventh in line to the throne. Look, this baby's very important to us here. It's the first Anglo-American baby. I mean, it would have to apply to be an American citizen, but still qualifies. Obviously, the first mixed-race baby, and on some levels, the product of the first globalized royal marriage. You have all of that, so it's important on that level, important to what it symbolises. But in terms of the line of succession, it's never going to be king or queen. So I think Meghan did have more leeway about saying, you know what, I'm not going to do the Lindo wing. I mean, it's a big ask.
Yeah, wow. Well, we're so excited, and we can't wait to find
2
out
days,
more.
you guys.
Can't wait to
Yes.
see that baby and hear the name and all that. Imogen, thank you for being here.
Of course,
Thanks.
where else would I be?
We'll see you back here, by the way, on Friday. That's when we do our Royal Record recap segment. We may have a name by then. We may have a picture and all of it. In the meantime, we'll keep you updated on all the latest royal baby details as they become available. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, the Real Housewives of Potomac's 4th season premiered Sunday night on Bravo. Andrea sat down with one of the show's stars, Giselle Bryant, to get her perspective on the premiere and on all things Housewives. Watch.
Your tagline this season is "I'm the baddest thing walking and the smartest one talking."
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
Actually, it was a collaboration, because there was this big talk about letting go word on the street, because that has been with me for 3 seasons. So we finally let that go, and we moved on to something even better.
Yeah.
Because I think next season, I'm still going to be the baddest thing walking.
If you had to give someone in the cast the second, so if the second baddest one, smartest one, who would get that?
Oh, Ashley, by far. Yes, Ashley is, I don't care what you say about the girl. She's messy, she's this, she's that. She's married to an old man who's from Australia who can't keep his hands to himself. But she is extremely smart, very well read, and she knows what she's doing.
Okay, let's talk about some of the things that went down in the premiere.
Yes.
The whipped cream scene.
Oh my gosh.
Ashley and Michael.
TMI. I was like, is this soft porn? This is too much for me.
It was like, uncomfortable to watch.
Yes. And when I saw it, I called Ashley. I was like, no, I texted her. I was like, yo, this is a mess, and please don't do this again. And she was like, I know, but at the time they had been going through a lot within their marriage, and she kind of felt like this was a way to get them back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into the whipped cream kind of thing?
Privately, not with a bunch of cameras.
That's the thing that's weird. It's like they decided to do that while there's cameras there, which was very odd.
But guess what? She's pregnant now. So obviously it worked for her.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you kind of touched on that. What was it like being there for, there's a lot of heavy stuff with the sexual assault allegations that came in against Michael.
Yes.
What was it like filming when all of that was happening?
It was a lot, to be quite honest, and it was a lot I felt on Ashley, because Ashley had to bear the brunt of us being in her business and asking a million questions, and her trying to protect her husband, but she really couldn't because we need to know the answers. Thank God the allegations were dropped.
Yeah.
But the twists and turns that go into that before the allegations were dropped is the juiciest thing ever. So. keep watching.
Let's talk about Karen.
Oh, yes.
So in the premiere, you go over to Karen's house with some cookies.
Yes.
She didn't really let you in.
Yes.
So what went on with that?
First of all, Karen, she, at the reunion, I don't know whether you remember, she said that I need to knock down her door and make sure that I'm a friend to her. Well, I did knock down her door and she didn't let me in. Crazy, right? So I'm happy that she accepted the cookies. I don't know why she wanted me to give them to Matt and not her. But Karen and I will always have, I think, issues. But we respect each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's okay, I think, for us to go through what we go through because at the end of it, there's love.
There was a big plot point last season was whether or not she lived in the house.
Yeah.
So was there a part of you that was kind of wondering if she was going to be there?
Well, and I'm like, well, she did answer the door, so that was a good thing. She didn't let me in, so I guess she didn't want me to see what part of the house she lived in. Do you really live in the whole house?
Yeah, what's your take on that? What do you think? If you had to have a theory.
If I had to be a betting woman, I would say she lives like in a portion of it, like the basement. Like she doesn't live in the whole house.
Really?
I kind of think so, but I love her though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she lives in that whole house.
But you guys have had your ups and downs.
Yes.
So this season, are we going to see more of the ups, more of the downs? Where are you? More up or down?
You'll see a lot of both.
Okay.
Yes, but high drama from her. And you know what? She lost both of her parents.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm sure, a travesty to go through. And I really wanted to be there for her from that perspective. And I think she was having a hard time dealing with that. And I wasn't probably helping because I don't really know how to comfort somebody has that kind of tragedy. So with all that having been said, I think that yes, we fight a lot.
Another huge part of the premiere was Candace's fight with her mom a few days before her own wedding. Now, this was after Candace told her mom she invited her half-brother to the wedding. Watch this.
Of course, Candace wants her brother there. Period. It's her wedding. So I don't know whether Candace's mother wants a champagne glass. I don't know what the issue is with her, but it's high drama with her.
Yeah. Oh, so you think she wants to get more, she's doing more drama so she can get on the show more?
I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
I can't imagine having that sort of fight with my mom. If you were in Candace's shoes, how would you handle that?
This relationship, I feel like, is very mommy dearest. You know, Candace's mother pays for everything as it relates to Candace, so there's that control. I would have never have let my mother pay for my life. Yeah. So that would never be me.
You also said in the premiere you're bringing Sherman to the wedding.
Yes.
So yeah, what's the update with him? Where are you guys at?
I guess I can say now that Sherman is gone.
Okay.
And he's gone for good. When I said that in the premiere, our relationship was in a good place. But then he did something very bad. So he's gone forever.
What did he do?
We'll see.
Okay, so we're gonna see that play out on the season.
Yes.
Have you been dating after him?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm on the dating scene.
What would it take to get your attention?
A lot.
Yeah.
Of cash. And a private jet.
Is there a... Nice.
All right, guys, Giselle also had her first novel, My Word, come out last week. It's loosely based on her life from when she was a pastor's wife, and she gave us all the details on that. Watch.
It kind of seems like it was a past life that you had.
Yes.
What would that Giselle back then think of if they saw where you are now?
Oh my gosh. If you told me then that I would be a Real Housewife on Bravo, I'd be like, you're lying. But you know what? So when you're married to a pastor, you're called a first lady, right? So, and the first ladies have their own little secret society and friendships and circles that are very hierarchy. And they're very catty and messy. So it's similar to the Real Housewives of Potomac.
If you did another book, and it was kind of based loosely off of Real Housewives of Potomac, who would be the most eccentric, out there character?
Come on, can you ask? Karen, of course, the grande dame. She would be a central component.
Who would be the villain? Because every story needs a villain.
That's Karen.
Okay, so she'd definitely be villain.
Karen and I would take turns.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so you're self-proclaimed villain.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Here's the basics. You get 3 wishes. They must begin with rubbing the lamp and saying, I wish. Got it?
Think so?
Watch this.
Mr. Aladdin, yes. 1 wish or 2 or 3.
I can't make anybody love anybody
Or bring anybody back from the dead. Never had a friend like.
and the crowd goes wild.
There we go. Aladdin is back by popular demand. I've seen it. I loved it. The new live-action Disney movie is bringing our favorite characters to life. Mena Massoud, who plays Aladdin, joins us now. Thank you for being here.
Hey,
thanks.
So good to see you.
Yes, welcome. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of a tough question here.
Oh.
Growing up, was Aladdin your favorite Disney movie, or were you more of a Lion King sort of guy?
You know, both, but no, I think Aladdin. He was one of the only Disney characters that looked like me and kind of shared my culture, so definitely had it on the house quite a bit.
Yeah, let me just ask you this. You were just mentioning us. You were born in Egypt.
Yes.
Came to the U.S. when you were 3.
To Canada.
I'm sorry, to Canada,
Yeah,
to North
yeah.
America.
North America, same thing. It is what
Now
it
you
is.
live in LA. Here was the point. When you go back to Egypt the next time you go, after this, that's just going to be, I would imagine, a mind-blowing experience. A little bit of different vibe, I would think, right?
Maybe.
Aladdin himself.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I mean, we got to see, you know, how the movie does over there, but I hope it does well in the Middle East and Egypt. Yeah.
Man, being so humble, I love it. It's going to be a big deal. We're all so excited about it.
How did you feel going into it? I mean, look, obviously there's a lot of expectation, right? Yeah. It's a big deal to remake the movie, even bigger deal to be the starring character. So give me your vibe as you got the role and what the feeling was, and then you start doing it, and you're kind of owning it and feeling it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you saw the film, so you have a better insight than me, I think. I haven't seen the finished film yet, but yeah, you know, the audition process was long, and I didn't hear back for a while, so I think I kind of went into it just grateful that we even heard back and that I even got the opportunity to screen test for it and everything like that. So when I got it, I just did my best and tried to give it my all.
Well, I would say you killed it. So you waited 4 months, by the way, right?
Yeah, we didn't hear anything back for 4 months from the first tape that I had sent in.
There's always that feeling, right? When a lot of actors you hear talk about, you go in an audition, come out, oh, I felt terrible about it, or I felt like you nailed it. What did you have, like, where did you fall on that scale?
Tapes are different. I mean, when you first do a tape, you're kind of doing it in the comfort of your own home.
So you felt confident about that one?
I felt confident about that one. When I tested, I mean, I gave it my all. I don't know. They had been looking for a long time, so I was like, they've seen a lot more people other than me, so either they'll like what I did or they won't.
Right. Yeah.
And they loved it. You were born to be in that movie. Okay, so when the images were first released of Will Smith starring as the genie, there were some mixed responses to his appearance, and there was some criticism. And Will actually thought that he said it was, quote, very funny.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about the criticism? Did you two ever laugh about it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think people, for the most part, kind of see things and they take them at face value, but they don't really understand that it's a work in progress, especially with CGI. I mean, sometimes CGI isn't finished till a couple of weeks before the movie comes out. So yeah, I was confident in the VFX team, and we had seen really early images and finished images, so I knew they were going to make it look good. You saw it. How did it look?
What I was going to say is that was the thing I was worried the most about, because I'm a child of the earlier Aladdin. And no, honestly, what people are going to love and connect about, Will Smith does the Will Smith thing, gives it the Will Smith treatment, makes it his own. The chemistry that the two of you have really breaks through very early in the movie, and that's what shifts it for everyone who has any doubts, and it carries the entire movie.
Thank you.
I heard there was some improv going on, and I think that would just naturally happen with Will, right? You kind of get the chemistry going with him.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of that and how it was working with him.
Yeah, first, it was amazing working with Will. I mean, dream come true. We had a very tight rotation of films playing at home when I was growing up, you know, because my parents are Egyptian. We had a lot of Arabic film and television playing, so Will's films were definitely, I grew up on them, you know, so that was a dream come true.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
And the first time first time you guys met, he didn't know that you were actually who you were in the film, right?
Yeah, he didn't, I mean, he meets people all the time, and
Yeah.
when I went up to him, I didn't introduce myself. I was just like, hey, Will, what's up? He's like, hey, man, how you doing? And then I walked away, and I was like, I didn't tell him who I was.
He's like, that's just an extra.
So I was like, all right, Will, I'm Mena. And he's like, oh, Mena, what's up? So yeah, he didn't know, but you can't blame him, right?
Hey, real quick, did he give you any sort of motivational advice? We follow him on Instagram, and he's always just dropping amazing gems.
Yeah,
What's the one thing that he has said to you that has stuck with you?
Just to stay true to myself, and that, you know, no matter kind of how your career goes in whichever direction, I think, you know, no matter how big you get or whatever else happens, happiness really comes from within, no matter how much success you get or anything. So stay true to myself and find that happiness.
I'm writing all this
Good
down
words.
right
I
now.
know.
Yeah, write it down, write it
Thank you.
down, write it down.
Thank you.
It's important.
Singing, dancing, which is more challenging for you?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I mean, do you have experience with both?
I do a little bit. I mean, I went to theater school
Right.
for 4 years, and we did, you know, all that kind of stuff there. I would say maybe the singing, you know, the dancing. The thing is, it's no one thing. I think it's when you combine things. That's when it gets difficult. So.
By the way, there's an amazing scene you guys are gonna love with Will kind of like orchestrating the dance moves as
Yeah.
the
I
genie.
can't
Oh
wait
my
for
God,
that.
it's so funny. That's
Thanks.
maybe the funniest part of the movie. Anyway,
Okay, good,
Naomi
good.
Scott plays Jasmine.
Yes.
Amazing. By the way,
Happy
it's her
birthday,
today.
by the way.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Naomi.
The birthday wish for her. Anything you'd like to say right now? Because this is, I'm sure you can't text her or anything.
Yeah, I love you. I can't wait to get on this press tour with you, and I hope you have the best day and have fun at the Met Gala, baby.
Oh, she's
Oh, she's
be there.
going.
Nice.
I don't know, was I not supposed to say that? I'm
I don't know,
sorry.
hey.
I'm sorry if that was supposed to be a surprise.
No.
Have you seen the look yet?
I haven't seen the look. I asked her a couple days ago, and you know, we'll see tonight.
We'll see
All right,
tonight.
we'll be looking. Talk to me about her as Jasmine and the way the role has shifted some. The character
Yeah.
really takes some different turns than the original that we saw.
Yeah,
And she brings so
definitely.
much to it.
We really focused on making this an empowering role for women all over the world seeing it, and Naomi does an incredible job with that. There's a new song in
Right.
it, which I'm sure you heard, that I think women and just people all over the world will really relate to and love.
As the song was playing, I could immediately hear my little girl singing it. I'm not just saying that because you're here. It's one of those types of things. And that song wasn't in the original. And that's also risky territory. Wait a second. We know what's supposed to be in here or not.
Yeah.
And it's just so good.
It lives
Good.
up to the original. All right, so it's really, we talked about this a little bit earlier about representation, right? The fact that you
Yes.
were born in Egypt and you've lived in Canada. And it's really rare to see Middle Eastern actors sort of get the limelight and nab these roles.
Yes.
Do you feel a lot of pressure, and do you think that Hollywood is sort of changing? What do you think the future is?
Yeah, I don't feel a lot of pressure, but I feel a lot of responsibility, I think. You know, I think it is changing, obviously, with Rami Malek winning the Oscar and doing an incredible job with Freddie. And, you know, there's a lot of Middle Easterns coming up now, and I hope it's changing. I think this film is really important, and it's a representation.
Right.
And hopefully, you know, if it does well in cinemas, Hollywood can kind of have confidence in the fact that you can put a Middle Eastern in a lead role and in these iconic roles and it still do well.
We
so.
saw it happen for Black Panther. It's gonna
Yes,
happen for
absolutely,
Aladdin. I think it
exactly.
means a lot
Yeah,
to
that
young
was a
people that are
big, that was a
watching you, right?
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt this movie will play a role in continuing to move in that direction. We have a little bit of time left to play a game with you.
Oh,
Yes.
Because
let's
we want to
do
get to
it.
know you a little better. Where is this thing? Here we
It's
go.
right here.
Bring it up there.
Right
Go ahead,
behind.
Nicole. Read it.
While you grab it, let me tell
Oh.
you guys about the game. So,
It's
Mena,
a
here's how
wheel.
it's going to work.
Yeah.
You are going to spin this wheel right here. If it lands on easy, well, we're going to throw you a softball question. And if it
Okay.
lands on hard, my friend Mena,
We
you're
went-
going to get a little tougher one. Are you ready?
Painstaking
Mena,
process of a dry erase marker here.
Okay.
Spin that wheel, my friend.
spin it.
Here we go.
Where's
All right, here we go.
Boom. We're doing
to
a
go?
hard question.
Okay,
If you want to do it,
go
if you
for it?
were to move to an isolated island and you could only bring 3 things with you, Mena, what would you bring?
Oh, food's not included in this?
Don't be so boring.
things.
Not food. You can't do. The food is there. There's
Okay,
food
okay,
there.
okay.
Wow.
I would bring a really good knife,
Okay. Defense.
Yeah,
and
defense and hunting.
Filleting and
Okay.
whatever. Okay.
right? I would bring a really good book.
Okay. Any suggestions?
I don't know.
Okay.
The Kite Runner.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
And I would bring Abu.
Knife, book, and a boo. Well played, my friend.
A boo?
And
Okay, we're
a boo
gonna
would
talk
add
about that a little bit
entertainment and all
later.
kinds of stuff. Okay,
All
here we
right,
go. Spin that wheel.
again.
That would come really handy.
No,
That'll
it's
come-
perfect.
Nothing for your hair? It's so perfect.
No.
All
It's
right,
about
here we
survival
go.
at that point, man.
It's about
Hard
survival.
question. Here we
Did
go.
you
Hard
guys
question.
rig this?
It's
Yeah,
the
we
same
did.
exact
Okay.
one.
I got this one. If you could pick any movie to be remade, what would it be?
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, whoa.
My favorite film.
Good one.
And who would you play in that?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
You and me.
Let's do it, guys.
Obviously.
Let's do
Get the
it.
cake ready. Plant
Yeah,
the
yeah.
face in the cake. The whole thing.
yeah.
But wait, we've got it already.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I've watched that movie probably more than any other film.
Avoid that.
There's
We've got
time for one more.
All right, let's
See
do
if it lands on that same one.
Let's have a soft. We gotta have a soft this time. And easy.
All right, easy question.
there
Here we
we
go.
go.
Ready? Easy question is,
Okay.
what's your biggest pet peeve?
When people call me buddy,
Ooh, I haven't done
I
it
don't
right.
like that. Buddy, pal,
Friend?
don't do that. A friend is fine.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no,
Those are
it's,
the
you know,
limits, all right.
sweetheart is good. It's a sweetheart. Hey, sweetheart. That's fine.
sweetheart, Mena. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
Everybody
much.
go see Aladdin. It hits theaters when, JP?
May 24th.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. Should we talk about Grace Van Dien?
Yes, let's do it. Grace Van Dien stars as the pregnant teenager Katie Campbell in NBC's hit drama series The Village. When Grace stopped by, she revealed the hilarious reason why she didn't have any problems getting the whole pregnancy thing down.
Of course, I wanted to perfect being pregnant because I've never been, nor planning to for a long time. So I watched a lot of videos. I met with a lot of pregnant women. I already kind of waddle naturally as a walk.
Really?
So
is that something you knew about?
Yeah. My friends were all like, "Oh, Grace, it's perfect. You don't have to change your walk for this character."
Hey, we think she's doing a great job. Grace's mom on the show is played by the amazing Michaela McManus, and Grace opened up about the fun way they bonded off set.
She's the best person I've ever worked with, hands down. She's super caring, and whenever we're in a scene together, we're always taking care of each other, in and out of the scene. I think that's my favorite part.
Do you have a favorite memory? Maybe that was made air or didn't?
We dance all the time off set. We go and dance at different places, and no one will join us. We'll bring like Warren and Darren.
We like just used to go out, like after.
Well, like we'll go in a group, but no one will dance with us. So it's just us on the floor.
Grace had to move to New York for filming, and the Los Angeles native explained her favorite thing about living in the city, and it might not be what you're expecting.
Riding the subway.
You like it?
I love it. I don't drive.
What subways are you riding? Which train?
I like putting headphones on and people watching and like giving people a soundtrack. And yeah, I don't drive, so and I don't go out ever in LA, so it's like my time to see people but not actually socialize.
I actually do like riding the train, especially unless it's when it's really packed and like you're standing and
I love all
sweaty.
of it.
You like that when you're like people are sweating on you?
I like all of it. I'm
stay
blind.
here for a few more years and then that's gonna
No,
completely change.
I love it. I'm blind, so like I'm right now I'm wearing contacts, but that's
Yeah.
a rare occurrence. So when it's packed, I get to see people up close and just kind of stare.
I love the subway too now. All right, it's just my thing. All right, now you may know Grace's dad, Casper Van Dien, who is best known for his role in Starship Troopers. Grace grew up going to sets and being fully immersed in Hollywood, but she explains why her dad never expected her to follow in his footsteps.
He was okay with me not getting into the industry. I wanted to go to college and become a writer, and I didn't want to be a part of this world at all. I'm very shy from it, but when I was showing interest in it, he just taught me to, if ever something bad happened, to come to him and he'll handle it. So it hasn't happened yet, but
That's a great relationship that you have with him. That you feel like completely comfortable. Like if anything happens, you can talk to him. What's the biggest piece of advice he's given you when it comes to acting?
There have been a few times that it's been really hard. I mean, you get told no every day.
Yeah,
it's awful.
You like hate yourself.
Constant rejection. And so there have just been a few times where I've had to call him up and be like, it's killing me. And it's nice to be reminded that that's a common thing, that every actor will feel those lows, but it's getting past the lows that matter.
That's such good fatherly advice. And of course, in the age of reboots, we had to know which of her father's iconic roles she would want to play.
We talk all the time. I was born during Starship Troopers, so I've joked about getting the Death from Above tattoo, which is what he has in the movie. We've talked about that being recreated, but me playing his part. He doesn't like that so much.
He doesn't?
He wants to play his own part,
Oh.
just older. But I've said no, we can recast you and we can make it a lady.
What does he think about you maybe getting that tattoo? Like, is he?
He goes half and half. Sometimes he's like, no, Grace, don't get tattoos ever, and other times he's like, I'll get it with you. And he gets really excited about it.
Wait, what would that take to actually get to a point where you both got that tattoo?
Oh, I'm sure if I got it, he'd go with me.
Yeah.
You can catch Grace in The Village every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC.
All right, let's talk about this, baby.
Oh, baby. We're over the moon about Meghan and Harry welcoming their new little bundle of joy. So we've been asking you whether or not you're surprised that it's a boy in our People poll.
Look,
So
there were
let's
lots
take
of
a look at what
odds
you guys are
makers
saying.
saying it was going to be a girl. I thought it was a boy based on No, thought it was a boy.
No, thought it was a boy. Okay, so I'm in the 48%.
There you go.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
Exciting news. I was wrong, but I'm delighted.
We're going to keep you updated on all things Royal Baby right here on People Now as the Royal Baby related details keep coming in, the name, the pictures, all that.
Oh, can't wait. All right, so coming up tomorrow, Chris Kattan is stopping by to talk all about his new book called Baby Don't Hurt Me. It's a tell-all about his days at Saturday Night Live, and it is super duper funny.
Plus, Craig Ferguson is here. He's also got a new book. It's called Riding the Elephant. He's going to be telling us about that and revealing some hilarious superstitious rules that he lives by. Some of them are not safe for work, but we're still going to do it. He's going to see this.
That's right. All right, so thank you so much for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Glenn Howerton.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howerton from AP Bio, and this is One Last Thing. Oh God, the last time I laughed until I cried. Anytime I'm working on AP Bio and we're between setups and I'm sitting down talking to Patton Oswalt, Paula Pell.
I'm going to take Victor back to class. He's still a bit slow, but I think that was already there.
I usually end up laughing until I cry at some point. And then I have to put in eye drops because my eyes get all red. It's a whole thing. The last time I treated myself was on the airplane on the way here to New York City. They had a little piping hot banana muffin, and I took the whole thing of butter and I just jammed it in there and turned it into a buttery, gooey banana treat. And man, it was delicious. Last time I embarrassed myself was on the airplane on the way here. They had these really hot banana muffins, and I took the entire thing of butter and I smashed it in there. And I swirled it all around and I ate that whole thing, and then I ordered 3 vodka sodas.